Today I'm going to talk about the movie Elizabeth, and here are some of the contents I'm going through. We have film facts, genre, setting, plot and structure, conflict, dichotomies and power dynamics, characterization, imagery, theme, and conclusion. The film facts. The title of the movie is Elizabeth. It was made or produced in 1998, and it's an English movie. And the leading actress her name is Kate Blanchett, and it was directed by Shekhar Kapoor, and it won an Oscar. Some of the genres in it are biography, drama, history, and romance, and some of the sub-genres are action, war, and tragedy. And if we look at the setting, we have the opening scene, where it starts very dark. We are in a dungeon, and we see some people are sentenced to death, to be burned alive, and we hear a woman in the background. She's screaming or reciting something from the Bible or something, and it's very dark, and people are being burned alive, and we see some from the crowd trying to help the child, trying to help them are being burned. They're trying to put some wood, make the fire make them burn quicker. Yes, and the location is in the movie. It's in England, 1554, and this is obviously in the past. That's why it's the earlier we asked about the the aspects of the setting. The settings, there's a lot of grass, castles, geographical places and stuff. Yes, and the movie, the location of where they took the scenes are different. There are some in UK, there's in New Zealand, but mostly UK. Yeah. And if you look at the plot is about the ascension to the throne and her reign, Elizabeth's reign, the first. And we see the main focus in the movie is about her council is trying to marry her off, and the Catholic, they hate her. That's why they try to assassinate her. There's a lot of plots going on to overthrow her, and we also see some of her romance with the Lord Robert Dudley, and it's a very linear plot structure. It's in chronological order. There's no flashbacks or something like that. And we see sometimes the suspense is built by the music and the soundtrack. Sometimes we hear the music go up, and then we're like, ooh. Especially in the beginning, it was like, hi. And yes. The main conflict in the movie is the country is falling to pieces. Spain wants to invade, or France wants to invade. Spain, you can say that Spain and France are both pulling it from each side, and the Queen is having a tough time. That's why she tries to listen to her counsels, and she does that, and it does not go so well. And we see some of her internal conflicts, though. That's more of her feelings. That especially her lover Robert, he hurts her internally because he cheated on her and betrayed her. We also have external. That's more physically. That's when someone is trying to assassinate her, and that's that hurts her, and so she's going through a lot of conflict. There's a lot of conflict, and there's also the different groups trying to overthrow her. You have the Catholics, and you also have the different countries, Spain and France. A lot of problems. And that's also why we are discussing. That's also they are called dichotomies and stuff. As I mentioned, Catholics and the Protestants. That's two different sides. Catholics versus the Protestants. The weak versus the strong. Men and women. Royalty and common people. England versus Spain, France. If we look at the weak and yes, if we look at the Catholic and the Protestants, we can see that they are two different sides, and the Protestants is obviously in this occasion they are weak, and the Catholic is strong, and men and women. That can also be referred to the Queen. She's a woman, but she inside of her she feels like she's a king or a man, and she feels stronger even though she's a woman. Yes, the Queen, she's a woman. She has red hair, I think. Yes, and the Queen is and at the end of the movie you see her evolve. You see her, she's a different type of person. At the last part of the movie you see her, she cut off her hair and becomes more stronger. She becomes a virgin, and yes, but before she evolved, she was the fun kind of type. She wasn't strategic or so strong, or did not think about she did not think with her head. She thought with her heart. But that's also what made her stand out. She was pure, and she was kind. Yes. The images. Yes, some of the symbols in this movie, I think the most obvious ones are that at the end of the movie she cuts off her hair and puts makeup on her face, makes her look really pale and white. That's obviously a symbol for her being a virgin or her being reborn. And themes, we have the power dynamics, which are, as I mentioned earlier, the conflict between the different groups, and then there's the conflict between herself, her identity crisis. She wants to be a kind ruler, but also a strong ruler. And at the end, we see her. Yes, as I mentioned earlier, her identity crisis. She wants to be a kind ruler, a good ruler, but she also wants to appear strong. And it's hard for her to appear strong because she's also a woman, and they look kind of down on women back then. So she wants to be a king or a queen. She wants to be strong. So, in conclusion, I come to that. The conclusion is that at the end of the movie, she becomes a virgin, and that's the beginning of the golden age. Her golden age, England's great golden age. They expand themselves, and they become powerful and strong and great. Yes. And that's all I have. Sorry for the bad quality.